I'll caution to the real reflection here. I'm on an escalator right now. And while I'm literally on an escalator, I might also figuratively be on an escalator. In the sense of life, you know? That's one of the things I always found interesting. We never really know where we are. Even if we kind of do. For me, this weekend, I've been hanging out with a very close childhood friend of mine, and we haven't seen each other in quite some time, but whenever we do, it's like no time passes. You know, that's, to me, that's one of the best types of friendships, relationships, etc. are those that, like, it matters not how much time passes, the dynamic remains the same, you know? And so, it makes me think about how much have I evolved, progressed, changed, etc., right? It's one of the things that we really don't get a good sense of in the day that we're in, right? It's like, oh, well, I'm just doing another day of my life that I choose, right? I'm choosing this life. I choose to do this. And that's it, you know? But as we continue to do, we don't realize how much we evolve, progress, etc. Because it's just another day. It's maybe slight minor changes, slightly different than what we might have been used to, or maybe we're able to, I don't know, do a little extra movement or hit a particular movement or be just a touch sharper. You know, we don't really see these, like, the evolutions that we have. But when we put it in the context of the bigger picture, the grand scheme of things, well, that's when the changes become much more evident. And so to me, the relationships that I've cultivated over the years, the people that I see through time, they give me a sense of, like, where am I at on that, you know? And it's funny because one of the guys that I was hanging out with this weekend, and he was like, man, it's like, it's crazy how much, like, I've seen you change and evolve, you know? And I haven't talked to this guy in quite some time. And he's like, and yet at the same time, there's such something that hasn't changed, you know? And I kind of like that, you know? It doesn't matter how we present ourselves or who we seem to be maybe to the outside and whatnot. Some of those relationships that we've cultivated in the past, or the way that certain parts of our personality will always continue to shine through no matter how much change and evolution happens. And it's also very cool to those who are willing to witness our change and our evolution. It's cool to see how they may do it, you know? Some people might be like, oh, I don't like the stuff that you're saying, I don't like who you've become, whatever, right? It might offend some people, right? And that's just part of nature, you know? I'm not, I may offend people, you know? I've become more okay with that. I wouldn't say I'm perfect with it at this point, but I've become a lot more okay with it, and I'm sure a lot of you who've tuned in for a little bit longer than this 2-second video. Well, I guess at this point it's not a 2-second video, but anyone who's tuned in just a touch longer than yesterday, you probably have been able to see that. And then there's others that are like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I'm willing to see where you're going with it. And even if you're quote-unquote wrong, or maybe it doesn't bring you to whatever outcome, place, etc. you have, I'm still willing to witness. I'm still willing to see how it goes. So there is that. Very distracted by a lot of beautiful women around here. That would be 100% true. This whole weekend has just been distraction upon distraction of beautiful women, and I absolutely love that. For those of you who don't know, I've been in Vegas this weekend, so this is my little send-off, if you will. We're heading out in a couple hours, pretty shortly, so that's that one. And then yet there's still others who are indifferent, ambivalent, have nothing to say, or will simply watch and observe, and that's okay too, you know. All to say that it's just so interesting to me, no matter what, how much things change through time, whether that be circumstances of, it could be relationships, it could be careers, it could be wealth, income, health even, you know? even spiritual practices, how these continue to change through time. All of these things, they fascinate me. You know, this weekend kind of showed me a little bit more of that. And I'm grateful for that, like those changes, the ability to witness something changing through time. It's something that's actually, it's like a breath of fresh air, because it's a reminder that right now, even this particular moment where you're watching this and I'm speaking it, not only does it exist right now in this moment that the both of us are sharing it, but it's fleeting. And as quickly as it's here, it's gone. And all that's left is the memory. And once we pass, even the memory no longer exists. So it gives me a little bit more of a, all right, take it easy, relax. It's not as important as you think it ought to be. So with that, keep up, thrive, stay sexy.